Now, it's just like with numerical, I believe you can override the precedence with parentheses. Here, let's look at the rest of these. Okay, so two ands, right? It goes left to right, so it's going to evaluate this one first, which means that this and this must be true for it to continue. And then it's going to evaluate this, which it knows to be true already. And this, it's going to see if this is true as well. If state does not equal South Carolina, regardless of if this is true and this is not true, the entire statement, which is this, is going to return a false. Okay, so what do you do? Why do we care about truths and falses? Well, you use these to control the flow of your program. You use these to determine which statements get executed and which do not get executed. Okay, let's see if we can do this next one without getting too confused. Okay, so here we have three ors. This is a compound statement. It will test this one, right? We have this statement here first, and if either of them are true, if this is true or this is true, then this whole compound statement here, compound Boolean statement, is true if either one of them. Only then will it continue, and well, it doesn't have to, because if either one of these are true, then the rest doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if this is true or false. Okay, so okay, here in the sixth example, we have used parentheses to clarify the sequence of the operations. And if we go back, okay, let's see, we go back. And does have precedence. The sixth and seventh mix and an or, but in the case of the sixth, this one, this is simply for interpretation. In the case of the sixth, the parentheses just simply clarify the sequence of operations. Since Python would do the and first, it would do this one first, regardless of whether we had parentheses in there. Okay, but in the seventh one, in this one, we use the parentheses to actually change the order of evaluation. Right? If we didn't have the parentheses in there, it would do this first. It would test this compound statement here before it went on to test this. Okay, so in this latter case, just like with numerical, the precedence of arithmetic operators, we're changing the order in which it's evaluating these statements. Now, the use of ands and ors together create a number of different ways that you can write statements that use these Boolean expressions. Now these also work with strings. Okay, they're not simply numeric. There's an order. Every single character on your keypad has a sort order and belongs in the sequence somewhere, including special characters, not just digits. The way it works, and there are really only 9 digits that matter, 0 to 9, those come first. If you sort a mixed string, if you sort a set of mixed variables that are both digits, lowercase letters, and uppercase letters, the ones that have the value of digits from 0 to 9 will sort first. 0 first, 1, 2, 3, up to 9. Then all the uppercase letters come next, have the next higher order of precedence. And then finally, lowercase letters. Now, and as I mentioned, it's not just limited to numbers and letters. Everything that you have on the keyboard that you're looking at, every special character, every character that you can type has some sort of sort order in Python, and you can evoke that with the ord variable. Here, let's take a look at that. Right. So if I say ord, and we have to put it in quotes because it's a string, if I say ord, right? Uppercase A is the 65th, has the 65th sort order of all of the symbols that you have on your keypad. If I say ord lowercase a, ord lowercase a comes after uppercase, and it's got the 97th sort position. And why is that? Well, because that's not why, because we said that uppercase letters sort before lowercase letters. On the other hand, if I say what is, let's take the bottom one. If I say what is the ordinal position, which is what ord means, the ordinal position of the, and that is a 0, it's not an uppercase O. It is, string. Okay, let's try to obey. Put it in a string, ord evidently can only accept. So that's a 0, but I'm putting it in as a string. That's a 0, I'm putting it as a string. Okay, so this is a 0, but ord here. Let's clarify all of this. Let's do the first step first, which is call up help on ord. Okay, it's a built-in help function, ord in the module built-ins. Okay, so this is a module in Python that is automatically called. It's always present. You don't have to explicitly declare it and call it and pull it into your session in order to use the functions that are in this module. Okay, and it returns a Unicode code point for a 1-character string. So it's expecting me to always enter a string, even if it's a number, right? So ord 0 is in the 48th sort position. Okay, let's try something a little weirder. Let's say ord asterisk. Ord asterisk. Ord asterisk, the asterisk, if you sort a bunch of characters and one of them is an asterisk, it will come out before any numbers, right? It's got a lower position. I don't know what the one is that has, I could look this up somewhere, but one of them's got the first position, or actually one of them has the 0th position, because Python starts counting at 0, which I find really confusing. I'm an old R guy, and R does not do that. R starts counting at 1, but Python does not. Python starts. So if I say, what's the ord of the exclamation point? Okay, that even comes before the asterisk. So you get the idea there, right? So everything can be sorted. And let's go back. So if I have these comparisons, right, this will, contrary to what you might think, this will evaluate to false, because you might think, well, lowercase a should come before uppercase. Well, no, it doesn't actually in Python, right? This is a greater value. It has a higher ord value. That is actually what it's comparing, is the ord values. This has a higher ord value than this does, so this evaluates to false. So you can compare strings. You got to be careful about uppercase and lowercase, right? This will be true because, sorry for that. There's somebody cutting the grass. This uppercase APP is does come before an extension of that with LE. This is true because 1 comes before 5. This is also true because it ignores the 0. Remember what I said? The only digits that count are 0 through 9, right? So if you do this as strings, you'll get a true. If you do it as integers, you won't, of course. Okay, so this is the underpinning. You have to have an understanding of the sort order in order to understand how the outcome of Boolean expressions. Okay, so here we're introducing 2 methods. What is a method? Well, if you're an old programming person, you probably know what a method is. And methods are an artifact of using object-oriented programming languages.